Hello, and welcome to the yoga channel. Today we are going to be practicing chair yoga, focusing on the shoulders, the upper body. But as it's a well-balanced yoga class, we will focus also on some balancing poses, connecting the breath and movement of the body. So, bringing a chair into the practice, we're going to start standing, and we're going to find our feet hip distance apart, the chair in front of us and somewhat towards the top of the mat. And we're going to stand in the back of the mat. So, taking a moment to find balance on the feet. So somewhere between the ball of the foot and the heel. Not placing too much weight in the back of the feet, but just finding that right, perfect balance. And just allowing yourself to focus in on that space. And we'll keep the eyes open so that you can find a focal point, adjusting, and allow yourself to focus on that point and always come back to that same spot in your practice when balancing, or maybe just focusing the mind. So once you start to really begin to become aware of how your feet feel, bring that awareness to the top of the feet. And from the top of the feet, bring that awareness into the ankles. And we're going to take a full scan of the body. So move from the ankles, up the legs, bringing into awareness your calf muscles, the left side, bring awareness to the right side. Soften the breath. Breathing in, bring awareness to the knees. And as you breathe in the next breath, bring that awareness into the thighs. In the front, in the back of the legs, up the glutes, bring awareness into the back side, and into the hips. Notice how you feel. Bring awareness to the gentle sway of the body, the movement of the chest and the ribs as you breathe in and out. And bring awareness up into the rib cage and into the back now, the muscles that support the spine, and bring awareness to that natural curve in your spine. You'll suddenly begin to realize where are our hips in relation to the heels. So maybe bringing the hips forward or back a little bit, maybe tilting the pelvis. Notice if the lumbar spine is curved and if the pelvis is really tipped backwards. Go ahead and point the tailbone towards the ground and just drawing that awareness into the core of your body. So maybe just a slight engagement of the area around the belly button. Now as you bring awareness into the rib cage and around the front of the body, notice your posture here in the shoulders. If you feel like you're caving in through the chest, bring that awareness into the clavicle and separate. Open up the front of the body, and then notice how your breathing might change. Right. We're going to turn the elbows so that the elbows point towards the back of the room and the palms are forward. The pinkies are just touching kind of in the outer thigh here. Now, in relation, we focused on our heels. We brought awareness into our hips. Slight curve in the low back, not super huge curve, just a slight curve. Shoulders are over the hips. We're opening up the front of the body. And now we bring awareness to the alignment of the head. For me, I'm always rounding forward, so I have to be consciously aware of when I'm doing that and pull my chin in. Well, in this movement here, what we're going to do is actually imagine the chin drawing in towards the throat, which is it's not a very natural feeling to do. So now we're going to go ahead and align the ears over the shoulders, and the chin inward towards the throat. So we're doing kind of a personal, natural adjustment of the bones within the body. Now, awareness of the hands. We're going to move the hands forward as you breathe in. So just taking a moment to breathe in and lift the hands up to the shoulder height. We'll turn the palms towards one another. Exhale. Begin to inhale and reach the palms, the hands up towards the sky. And they don't have to go all the way up towards the ceiling above your head. Where we want to stop the arms is where our bones and the structure of our shoulders stop. We want to keep the shoulders away from the ear. So if you see that you lift your hand up and then continue lifting and your shoulder lifts up, we want to avoid this movement. Reach the arms up. Pause here. Exhale, inhale, reach the fingertips up. Nice. Now we're going to exhale, we're going to hinge at the hips. So here, keeping that awareness in the feet, alignment of the spine, the upper body moves as one solid piece towards the chair. Nice. And I'm not completely half over, I'm just kind of at an angle here. From here, pushing the feet into the floor, we're going to bend at the knees so that the knees just go right over the toes and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Focus on pushing on the outer edge of the feet. So we're halfway forward, not all the way flat. And we're going to begin to exhale and push the belly button in towards the spine. So utilize this movement with the belly button. So we're going to exhale, push the belly button in, and begin to round in the spine. Head and tailbone tuck. Exhale, knees slightly bent. And as you inhale, lead with the belly button. Notice if your breath wants to move quickly or slowly. And when I say lead with the breath, we want to allow our mind to follow the breath. Not when your mind is telling you to move the body, but when your breath is. So right now I notice in myself, I have like kind of this short, quick breath movement. You might have a nice long breath, making your movement slower. I'm not going to put a set number on this. So if you watch this video twice, you begin to move at your own pace. Nice, grounding through the spine here. I'm feeling pretty warm in my spine. I'm going to pause with the rounded spine here for a moment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push my right hip back while keeping my hands firmly on the seat. And come back to center. Push my left hip back, keeping my hands and my shoulders in place. Coming back. Nice aligned spine here, halfway forward. Straighten the legs. We reach the left arm up and down. Right arm up and down. Inhale, up left arm. Exhale, down. Inhale, up right arm. Exhale, down. Bearing a little bit of weight into the right hand as my left hand lifts. Bearing a little weight into the left hand as the right arm lifts. Lifting it as high, so as little or as much as you'd like. So we're bearing a little weight, creating a little bit of movement and strength at the same time here, lengthening and strengthening, strengthening. Still engaging through the feet. Weight is not on the heel or the ball of the foot any more or less. So you want to try and make that very equal. Pulling in through the belly button. Continue doing this. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. I would recommend about 10 each side if you're counting. Nice, and begin to round in the back. Give it a little rest. Bring the hands to the knees. If you need to hold on to the chair for balance, we're gonna rise up. So go ahead and rise up any way that you need. I'm gonna take a moment to just go ahead and sit in the chair here. Feet can be, hip distance apart, whatever's comfortable for you. You can stay standing if you like. But for right now, we're going to work on some movement in the shoulder. So we're going to inhale, lift the shoulders up towards the ears. And bring them back. I'm going to turn a little bit so you can see here. Really pinching the shoulder blades together. If bending the elbow and pushing the elbow back helps you bring more awareness to the squeezing in between the shoulder blades here, go ahead and try and bend the elbows, push the elbows to the back of the chair or back of the room and feel that squeezing. And down. Inhale up, back, and down. Nice. Inhaling up. Exhaling as you move the shoulders back and down. Nice, and switching directions 10 times. Inhale up, counting 1, count as you inhale. And last one here. Inhaling up and rolling down. And forgive me, I'm just moving my chair around so you can see me in the different positions. No need to be moving your chair around. So feeling warm in the shoulders, in the arms, maybe in the fingers and wrists a little bit. We're going to lengthen in the neck here. It's all connected. Let go of some of that tension that's been building up and find some relief. Exhale, drop the chin down. Focus on the breath. Bring awareness to your posture. So just like in standing here, we want to keep the shoulders over the hips. Feet hip distance apart. Maybe press down through the outer edges. Awareness into the toes, gripping the mat or the floor below you. Soften the breath. Now, as we begin to take our next breath in, bring the right ear over the right shoulder. Awareness to the front of the body. Open up the collarbones. Create space here and create room for the breath to be filled into the lungs. Count as you inhale 3 more breaths here. Soften the left shoulder. Maybe add a little bit of movement. If it feels okay today, we're going to bring the head all the way to the back. Open up the front of the body. 5 breaths. Circling around on an inhale, left ear over the left shoulder. 5 breaths here. Count as you inhale. Maybe add a little movement into the right shoulder, soften it into place. Shoulder blades back, open up the front of the body. Breathe in deeply into the lungs. Feel the rib cage lift. And lower. And circle the head all the way to the front. 5 breaths here. Shoulder blades back. Rib cage expanded. Feet hip distance apart. Press down through the outer edge of the feet. Grip into the mat with the toes. We're going to take a full circle of the head, moving to the left side first. Inhaling. Exhale as you bring the right ear over the right shoulder, head forward. Breathe out, out, out. Next breath in, right ear over the right shoulder, circle back. Open up the front of the body. Exhale around to the front. Keeping the head here, we're going to slide the left leg forward, right leg forward. Hands over the knees, and then slide the hands down as you bring the head down towards the ankles or the knees. Relax forward here. 5 breaths. Arms stretching forward as far as they can. Relax the hands once you find that space. Notice where you're holding tension. Begin to release and soften. No gripping the mat, no trying to find balance in the feet. Just relax through the feet. Maybe add a little movement into the hips. Relax the low back. Take one more nice deep breath in, maybe a nice sigh. As you exhale, soften down more. Begin to grip the toes into the floor below you. Strengthen your arch of your feet. Bring awareness into the legs and in the hips in the seat. Push the seat with your hips down as you begin to lift the body, starting with the lower vertebrae, into the thoracic and the cervical. Head is the last thing to arrive. Very nice. Take a breath. Find the distance between the feet. Align the knees. Awareness into your core. Shoulders over hips. Ears over shoulders. Find that nice balance in your chair. We're going to take the hands down to the side. Lift the right shoulder up. And exhale down. Inhale, reach that right hand up to the side and towards the ceiling. Rotate the palm to the towards the wall to the right. And exhale, bring that hand all the way down. Shoulder presses down. Inhale, left shoulder up. Exhale, press it down. Turn the palm to the left. Reach it up as you breathe in. Very slowly here. Take your time. Press the shoulder towards the ground. Turn the palms towards the wall of the left side. Exhale, bring that hand down. Next time, both hands. Inhale, reach both hands out, palms out, up towards the ceiling. Extend through the fingers, shoulders pressing down. Inhale, up. Feet pressing into the mat. Bring the palms together. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Bring the hands down to the side again. Inhale, reach the arms up a little bit faster this time. Exhale, bring the hands in front of the heart. hands down to the side here. Bring awareness into the feet a little bit. I feel like we've been ignoring them. We're going to wake them up a bit. Lifting the toes off of the floor here. Make sure that the alignment of the heels is directly under the knees. So just take a second to find that place. Lift the toes off of the floor or the mat. Scrunch them up. Spread them apart. Now try and spread each toe. Create a little space. Notice which toes have more space between them. Just kind of bring awareness into the toes. Now, keeping the toes lifted, press the ball of the foot into the mat. Bring awareness to, and you can stay, I'm just bending over to point to my feet, so stay lifted. We're going to try and bring the pinky knuckle down into the mat and the big toe knuckle, heel pressing down. So imagine a triangle in your foot, toes lifted. Now let's see if we can lower the toes down one at a time. Starting with the pinky, into the next toe, and then finally making it to the big toe, feet spread apart. Grip the floor like you were gripping a basketball with your fingers. Imagine doing that to the floor with your feet. Nice, and relax the feet. Scrunch the toes. You extend the left leg. Circle the ankle. So you're going to lift your foot off of the ground. Push the right foot into the floor, just circling a little bit here in the ankle. And switch directions. Nice, relax that foot. Straighten the right leg out. Now push the left foot into the floor, so you're engaging through the thigh bit. Keep that alignment, shoulders over the hips, ears over the shoulders, nice strong core. Lift that right leg up just a little bit, enough to circle the ankle. We'll get back into the shoulders in a little bit. Just don't want to ignore the feet. Switch directions, breathing, focusing in on the breath. Imagine the breath traveling down into your foot, sending all that oxygen into the blood. Feel that blood flow down into the feet. Nice. Give a little extra little squeeze there. And bring that foot back under the knee. We're going to go ahead and take it back up to standing position. We're going to turn the chair so that the back of the chair is facing you and you have this nice seat right in front of you. So we want to be just about a foot away from the chair, because what we're going to do is we're going to reach into a forward fold and the hands are going to come down onto the seat of the chair. So make sure that you can find that space that you need, right? So mine's about right here. And it's just about one of my feet, foot, my big feet. All right, so here. Finding that alignment that we've been working on the whole practice. Heels, hips, shoulders, ears. We're going to go ahead and flow a little bit using the shoulders and the arms and the hands. Of course, focusing on gripping the mat with the toes. Okay. Let's bring a little movement actually into the wrists here. We're going to circle the wrists, bring them out to the side, shoulder pressing down. Nice. From here, palms up. Inhale, reach the arms up. Bring the palms together. Exhale, forward fold. It's a little bit deeper here of a cat-cow movement. As before, we were using the back of the chair, now we're using the seat. So we're going to round the spine. And inhale, drop the belly button, lift the head, tailbone up. Exhale, round. Feel that in the back of the legs as well as through the entire back. So as we inhale, drop the belly button down, lift the head and tailbone up. Feel that lengthening down the back of the legs. Slight bend in the knees. Press into, pause here for a moment and press into the outer edge of the feet. Push the hands into the chair. Inhale, lift the chin up. Now, draw into the belly button. Soften through the legs slightly. Round the spine. Now feel that lengthening through the entire back here. Push into the seat. Nice. From here, we're going to step the right foot back, left foot forward. Now, making sure that your chair is really secure here. Mine is on a very grippy mat. So this is where you're going to figure out that if you're not using a mat, you might want to, or having a rug would be helpful, but obviously not tile floor. So we're going to push that right hip forward, left hip back, bend at the left knee. Still pushing into the chair with the hands. Now, we can grip the sides of the chair, especially if you feel a little bit of wrist pain. This is going to alleviate some of that pain. Let's bring the heart forward. Nice, really nice lengthening down the back of that right leg. Two different options here to change positions. Now, if we're feeling a little bit nervous about balance, we can take our time bringing the left foot back just one step and switching the feet. Or if you want to challenge for a little bit more strengthening, we're going to go ahead and step that left foot all the way back to meet the right foot. Now push down. We're going to step back with the left foot. Pause for a moment. Maybe take a breath in and switch. Make sure that there's a nice alignment from your knee to your heel. Pushing the right hip back, left hip forward. Gaze just over the top of your chair. Maybe create a little space between the shoulder blades if that feels good. Or elongate the spine and create a nice, from the heel all the way up to the top of the head. Nice. Finding a little movement here, we can step that right foot back, or maybe step it back, left foot forward, and back. Nice. Any way we can get there, we're going to take our time getting both feet back slightly. Push the hips back, push into the chairs. This is a supported down dog here. Kind of more like a forward fold. We're going to allow the head to drop through the chair, through the shoulders. Notice where your balance is. You want to have it mostly on the ball of the feet here. Heels can be slightly off the ground or just gently touching the mat. Lengthen through the fingertips. We're going to take it forward, closer to the chair, hands move up to the back of the chair. And I know mine is a little bit shorter. You might have a larger, maybe dining room chair or whatever you're working with here. But same concept of having the legs straight, hinging at the hip, arms lengthened forward, and we're going to try and drop the head as much as possible through the arms here. So maybe you make it here and you only feel like staying here for 1 or 2 breaths and then coming back up. And then coming back down. And taking it easy. So we'll make our way out of this position. And I know that I stayed a little bit longer in both of those poses. Remember, listen to your body and work in those positions until you get comfortable finding what works for you. Take your time. So from here, what I would like to do is turn the chair back facing the front. Coming to the back of the mat, just a couple more standing positions here. We're going to find our alignment, find Tadasana, mountain pose here. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Palms together, exhale down in front of the heart. Come more centered, feeling that you are practicing yoga, even though we continue to stop and maybe I talk a little bit about things to give a little bit more explanation, but now we're going to become a little bit more centered here in our yoga practice by inhaling, reach the arms out to the side and up. Bring the palms together. Exhale down in front of the heart. Eyes can be open or closed. We are in the room. We're going to take another step forward with the right hand. Now, depending on the height of your chair, if you are using a bedroom chair, this is really great to have your hands on the chair. Again, left hip forward, right hip back. So always focusing on when you're in this position. We're going to move into warrior one. Left hip forward, right hip back. We don't want them open. Both toes are pointing forward. If your left heel comes off the mat slightly, that's fine. So you're going to reach the arms forward and up. Extend through the fingers. Nice. And now notice where you're looking. Okay. Bring your gaze up to where the wall meets the ceiling. If we need to hold on to the chair, hold on to the chair. Incorporate that into your practice. Nice. Bring your gaze back down to the front. Fun little challenging movement here. What we're going to do is come into a warrior three, supported with the chair. So bringing the hands down to the chair. And I guess this would be a little bit challenging if you did have a really high back on your chair. So you can always turn it around. So we're going to bring the hands down to the seat. Perhaps it even comes up to your belly, which might be nice. We're going to lift that back left leg off of the floor. Try and keep both hips square. Balance between the ball of the foot and the heel. Now, once you have this balance, bring the shoulders into awareness. Maybe come up onto the tips of the fingers. Strengthen through the body. Nice, strong body. Flex the left foot. If you need to drop that foot down for a second, take a moment. You can grip the edge of the mat, edge of the chair with the hands. Just playing here for a moment. Drop that foot down. Take a little break, breather. Nice, we'll bring that foot back up. Maybe come back up onto the fingertips and reach the right arm forward. And down. Maybe your arm is not reaching all the way up here, right? We know we're working on the shoulders. Move that hand somewhere between the chair and parallel to the ground. And we'll bring that left leg down to meet the right. Right leg moves back. Hands move to the back of the chair. Warrior one. Find that alignment here in the hips. Balance on the feet first. We would want to focus on the feet first, actually. Square the hips off. Use your chair to help for balance. And if you do feel a little wobbly, you can always take that left foot, the front foot, out towards the left edge of the mat slightly. Create a little bit more space between your feet. Where are your ears in relation to your shoulders? Where is your belly button? Is there a huge curve in your low back? Lengthen. Push the right hip forward. Nice, strong core. Strong shoulders. We're healing. Hands can pause here, or maybe you've already reached your arms up towards the ceiling. Warrior one. Breathe here. Extend through the fingers. Feel add a little tiny movement into your wrists. And lower the hands down. Let's take them out to the side here. And now, working our way into that warrior three pose. Walk the hands down to the chair. Balance on the left leg this time. Keep the right foot flexed. Lift up when you're ready. Gripping the chair however you feel comfortable, whether it's in a fist, on the edge, up on the fingers, or maybe hands flat. play with that decision here. Now my right hip was lifted a little bit higher, which can be nice, but that's not what we're doing here. We want to lower the right hip so they're closed. We're not opening the hips. Balance on that left foot, flex the right foot. Whew, feeling the breath here. Lower the right leg down, take a little breather. We're not finished yet. You can always add movement into your shoulders here. All right, we're gonna lift that right leg up. Balance on the right hand and lift the left arm forward. Somewhere between the chair and parallel to the ground. Nice, relax the right leg. Ooh, I'm feeling it. My glutes there. Maybe round through the spine. Roll your way up to standing position. Nice. Shoulder roll. And reverse. Nice. We're going to take a seat in the chair again. So left arm forward. Keep the shoulder down. We're going to take the right hand and place it either on the forearm, the elbow, or maybe the tricep here. We're going to pull that arm across the body. Pausing wherever you begin to feel the edge. Okay, so if you've gone into a painful position, back up. Okay. We don't want to feel pain. It's not the point. Pain is not the point. Nice. We'll bring the left arm down. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. We're going to move into a twist. So that same left arm is going to come across the body again as we twist and turn to the right. Now you can grab the thigh. You can grab the chair where you're seated, or maybe the back of the chair. Depending on what feels best. So you can actually move from each position. So I'm going to start on my leg, pushing, turning my head all the way over to the right. And then I'm going to move my hands to the chair. This kind of pulls me down a little bit, and I don't really like the way that feels because I really want to stay lifted in my upper body. So my chair is just feeling a little bit too low for me to do that. But I'm going to go ahead and reach for the back of my chair and just engage a little bit more in this twist. And I'm going to release. Nice. Take a breath. Reach the right arm forward, left hand is going to go ahead and guide that right arm across. Feel it in your shoulder. Breathe in and out. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more nice deep breath in. And exhale to release. Bring it down to the side. Inhale, reach the arms up. Twist, right hand moves to the right. Left thigh, left hand to the chair. Twist, gaze over your left shoulder all the way around. I'm going to move my right hand from my thigh to the back of my chair, twisting a little deeper. And exhale to release. Very nice. Get that nice alignment through your spine. Feet under the knees. Deep breath in. We're going to straighten the legs forward. Come back on your seat a little bit so that we don't fall off our chair. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Soften the breath. Soften the body, melting forward. We're going to walk the hands up the legs to a seated position. Coming all the way to a nice seated position. We're just going to take a Shavasana in the chair. If you would like to lay down for your Shavasana, please do. So first we're going to close the eyes. Take a moment to bring awareness to where your body is touching the floor or the chair. And as you bring awareness to those spaces where your body is touching the floor or the chair, begin to relax in those spaces. So the eyes are closed. I'm feeling safe. I'm feeling relaxed, feel heavy. Begin to bring awareness to the earth and feel your connection to the earth. Feel your relationship to gravity. Surrender to gravity. All the areas where your body is not touching the floor or the chair, begin to relax through those areas. Begin to notice how you feel now and compare how you felt to the beginning of your practice. Perhaps you feel better, maybe you feel worse, maybe you're not finished, maybe you need more. Whatever it is, just bring awareness to it, accept it. And as you breathe in this next breath, bring awareness to the heart and imagine the breath moving into your heart. And it moves with the blood of the body. So feel the blood in the body flowing into the heart. Take a moment to find gratitude for being able to practice yoga. And perhaps there's something else that you're feeling very grateful for today. Bring awareness into that gratitude. And the next breath in, breathe in that gratefulness. Whatever you're grateful for, feel the sensation all the way to the toes and the fingers. Begin to take a deeper breath in and add some movement into the fingers and the toes. And if you've been laying down, add movements to make your way up to a seat. Begin to move the head, the hands, the wrists, bending at the knees. Make our way to a seated position and open the eyes. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this yoga practice. If you've enjoyed, please subscribe and like this video, share it with friends and family that you may feel can benefit also from the practice of yoga. Namaste.